minutes to go. Oh, wait, we're hearing it now. The pick is in. Let's go to the commissioner and see what happens.
With the 5th pick in the 2020 NFL Draft, the Miami Dolphins select Tua Tagovailoa, quarterback, Alabama.
Think people believe when you give them reason to believe, and when if people jump off the bandwagon, that's I'm not really villainizing the people that are jumping off the bandwagon. It's more we gave them reason to, so that's to be expected. I don't think people pay what they pay to go to the Hard Rock Stadium to watch us lose. So whatever results incurred by our game day failure, we deserve.
Because I know somewhere deep down in my heart, I still love you.
Oh boy, what is up, Straight Talk Society? This is your host Trevor, and I am back with another episode of the Miami Dolphins post-game show Beyond the Scoreboard. Man, now I said that I wasn't going to do a post-game show after the Monday night game just because the game was over too late, but after that performance last night, or lack thereof, I needed to come up and sound off. I will not be here long at all. As a matter of fact, I'm almost done. But I can't in good conscience go without stressing how disappointed I am in the Miami Dolphins. This last night was terrible. And I'm gonna just keep it real. So those of you new watching, shout out to those of you watching already. Shout out to those of you over on Twitter. Those of you that are looking for the glass is half full, and let's look at the bright side, and there is no bright side. There is no bright side. Houston, we have a problem. The Miami Dolphins are the worst football team in the NFL. And man, look behind me. This pains me so bad to say this, that I'm crying on the inside. But I would liken this to being in a terrible relationship. You ever been in a terrible relationship and the girl is cheating on you, but when you finally build up that courage to leave, she does that thing that you like, and then you're like, all right, I forgive you. I got to stay. That is the Miami Dolphins. They get you so close, but you never climax. Like they literally, this team has got to be the worst. I bring this up a lot. This team may rival the 2007 Dolphins. The 2007 Dolphins are the worst Dolphins I ever seen in my life, period. 44 years old, been watching the Dolphins forever. The 2007 team could be the worst team that I've ever seen. But this team that they're putting on the field right now is atrocious. And there's a lot of blame to go around. The starting blame, Chris Greer, you a brother and everything, but it's time to hand the keys over. Just get off my football team. Just your general managing skills are no longer needed. Sign disgruntled Dolphin fan. You have been here for 9 years. 9 years you have been here. 3 head coaches, no playoff wins, and under your regime, we have a 68-67 win-loss record, which means that we're 1 game under over 500 in your tenure in 9 years. That is absolutely unacceptable. I don't know what job you could work on, any type of position that you could be in that would let you keep your job under those performance circumstances, but it is unacceptable, man. And it is time for Stephen Ross. Stephen Ross is an old man, and I know he wants to see a Super Bowl winner, but you're not getting it with this regime. I'm sorry. You're just not getting it. Chris Greer has yet to give us an offensive line that is worthy of anything. I said it last week. The Dolphins are like the softest team in the NFL. They get pushed around by everybody. And last night was so glaring. Miami's O-line was just constantly getting pushed around. Hell, the D-line, outside of a few bright spots, which again, I'm not going to pick on the defense too much because the defense is pretty hard when you're the defense and you have to constantly bail your team out because the offense can't move the ball. So I'm not picking on the defense at all tonight. They're not my issue at all. The offense is terrible. You mean to tell me you have a team that has Tyreek Hill, Jalen Waddle, Devon Achane, and you could only muster 12 points? 12 points. 2 of those which were like field goals. You could only muster 12 points with that. This team was built on speed and precision, and they should have threw some toughness in there. The lack of push, the lack of toughness. You watch the Dolphins run. The Dolphins can't run anything between the tackles. Every single run is to the outside, and teams know that now. Shout out to Ricardo and Mike in the building, man. Yeah, Mike. Nah, I'm not letting nobody up here because I need to cook. I got to cook, man, because this is frustrating, man. I wasn't supposed to be doing this tonight. Bro, they want to be the 49ers so bad without the toughness. Like literally, the 49ers are a tough team. They have some dogs in the trenches. That's where any football team starts in the trenches. Like seriously, I don't understand why every run has to go to the outside. They're throwing backward passes to Tyreek Hill. Please, please, please stop with the backward passes to Tyreek Hill. It's not working. Tyreek Hill is 5'10". Stop. You're going to get him hurt. Stop doing it. Mike McDaniel, let's get on Mike McDaniel. Mike McDaniel, y'all heard at the beginning of the show, he said, hey, I don't blame the fans for jumping off the bandwagon. I'm not jumping off the bandwagon, but what I am telling you is just like any relationship, you demand some changes. Some things have to change. And it starts with Mike McDaniel realizing that his offense needs to change. I said it last week. It's just like when the Dolphins ran the Wildcat in 2008. Once the defensive coordinators had enough tape on it, everybody shut it down. Once people got enough tape on the Dolphins, they completely shut it down. And that's literally what we're seeing. Mike McDaniel is supposed to be this offensive mind, this offensive genius. And I like Mike McDaniel. I love what he's done for Tua. But he is stubborn. He does not want to change. If that offense that you're running doesn't work without Tua, guess what? Change the offense, because you do not have Tua right now. Speaking of Tua, Tua is showing everybody, because everybody was saying all last year, oh, you could put anybody in that offense. You could pick quarterback X and put him in that offense, and he'll still put up the numbers that Tua's putting up. Bull crap. You see, without Tua in that offense, the Dolphins have completely flatlined. Let me tell you something. The Dolphins are averaging 11 points a game. A professional football team is averaging 11 points a game. Last year, they were averaging 30. A 20-point drop-off. A 20-point drop-off. Like, I mean, this is crazy, because I can't understand. There's people, you go on Twitter, there's people, oh, yeah, we're still riding with, no. Mike McDaniel said it best in that press conference. People spend a lot of money to go to these games. Me and my brother-in-law, we went to the Dolphins-Jets game last year. Hell, just the park, it cost me like $70. Like, this is crazy, bro. Like, you got to figure, man, you go to Hard Rock Stadium, is easily, and I'm not even talking about tickets, you're dropping at least $200 easy for this product. Last year was okay, because last year was fun. Last year was a fun team, and they hit us with the fool's goal like they always do. I'm telling you, it's an abusive relationship. I wouldn't say abusive relationship. I don't want to say that. It's a relationship where your woman's cheating on you. Like, she tell you, baby, I'll never do it again. It was a one-time thing. I forgive you. I mean, you forgive me, please. She do that thing that you like, and then she just, she don't want, then she do it again. And it's literally what the Dolphins are doing. They gave us 2 good seasons. Well, 3 good seasons, actually, because oh God, I'm forgetting the name. I'm drawing a blank on our form. Oh, Flores' last season was good. They just missed the playoffs. The Dolphins have had a winning season the past 4 seasons. So I'm not going to sit here and say they fooled us, though. They fooled us because they were all the shiny new car. But what they didn't tell us is that car already had 100,000 miles on it. And it's literally what they've done. They fooled us. The O-line is terrible. Teron Armstead, I mean, let's just wrap it up. Let's wrap it up. Because we can't depend on you. Even when you're there, you're hurt. So it's just, I'm saying this right now. We need to trade Tyreek Hill right now. Tyreek Hill is #1 player in the NFL based on the vote. I would trade Tyreek Hill, see if you can get multiple #1 picks, because it's going to get to a point where Tyreek Hill is going to start getting frustrated. Through week 4, he has 300 receiving yards. Last year, he had almost 2,000. He was averaging 120 a game last year. Now he's averaging 60, if even. Let me see this. McDaniel calling plays like Tua out there is the biggest problem right now. Absolutely. Primetime Tua, not very. Yeah, primetime. Listen, I'm not absolving Tua, but Tua's not playing right now. But and hell, if you go back to my pregame, my preseason show, I said the Dolphins are only going to go as far as Tua carries them. Without him, they are a completely different team. Shout out to Thinking Black in the building. Yes, rebuild a team, tear it down. It's not working. It's not working. Listen, in business, you give a company 5 years before you know that it's going to be good or it's not. This is the 5th year. It's not good. Is okay. Let's say Tua comes back. Let's say Tua comes back for that Cardinals game, and they go on a run, and and then make the playoffs. So what? You still have the problem that if he's not playing, you're not good. You can't do anything. You're 11 points a game when you were averaging 30 last year. Like that's the problem. That's the problem right there. Y'all don't understand what I'm trying to say. That is the problem. And I don't want to hear the crap about we're on our third quarterback because, hey, last time I checked, that guy over in Minnesota, Sam Darnold, is in the front running for the MVP award right now. And nobody wanted him. He was a trash heap quarterback. He's on a 1-year deal. And that guy's already 11 touchdowns. So I don't want to hear that. When you build a team that if your quarterback goes down, somebody could come in and fill in. Let's go to Green Bay. Jordan Love went out. Malik Willis came in. Already won them 2 games. Jordan Love will be back in like a few weeks. Richardson went out. Old man Flacco came in. Won them a game. Tua goes out. The Miami Dolphins taking shit all over themselves. They can't do nothing. They can't run the ball. They forget how to catch. Oh, God forbid Jalen Waddle make a catch that matters. Man, Jalen Waddle, you just got the bag, bro. You can't be dropping wide open passes across the middle. You can't do that. You cannot do that. Like that's insanity. Tyreek Hill was underthrown on one, overthrown on the other. I get it. But even Tyreek Hill, man, it's step up. You're the best player on the team. You're the best player in the NFL. Step up. Step up. Take control. Step up. Command command your team to be better. Without Tua, somebody has to step up. And God, and please don't let Jalen Phillips actually be really, really hurt because he went out last night. You know, like I said, that defense, I got zero problem with the defense, man. Phillips, Zach Sealer, and Calais Campbell, those guys, my man, oh my God, I keep forgetting this guy's name, man. Oh God, I hate that I keep forgetting his name, but the safety, number 8, Javon Holland, he's doing his thing. Can't blame the backup, the coach. Yeah, MD, listen. The backup sucks now. This Tyler Huntley, get him off my field. I would rather Tim Boyle because at least when Boyle came in last game, the offense looked competent. The offense looked like a NFL team. The offense last night looked like something I could go drive down the street and see at any little league part. Shout out to my two in the building. Hey, we might have to get Dan Marino to come suit up, but the O-line couldn't protect him. He'd get destroyed out there. The O-line couldn't protect him. That's the problem. Chris Everett. Chris Greer has done absolutely nothing. Chris Greer has set the Dolphins up for failure. Chris Greer, in 9 years, this team has a 68-67 record. That's 1 game over 500, 0 playoff wins, 3 head coaches. 3 head coaches in 9 years. Meanwhile, I look at the guy in Pittsburgh who's been there since 2008. Oh, by the way, the same guy that the Dolphins interviewed but said that he was too hip hop. That guy. But I bet you he would have brought some toughness and discipline to this team. Let's talk about discipline. You're still with all these pre-snap penalties. You obviously have a quarterback who is not familiar with the playbook. You have a quarterback that doesn't have the quick release like Tua. Why don't you simplify the offense? Why are you still doing all these pre-snap motions and getting all these false starts and all these holdings, illegal formation, like nothing? How long is Poyer at it, man? Gee, that's another, oh, man. Listen. MD, you're just bringing up all these people just for me to react to, man. I see how you're doing it to me. That was an MD. That was Thinking Black. But I see how y'all like to see me just go off, man. I get it. People just love to see when I lose my mind. But that is what the Dolphins do. I'm telling you, this relationship between me and the Dolphins has been, oh my God, Stockholmish almost. I remember being in middle school. It's funny because the guy that I would always bet, I saw him a couple of months ago in Publix. Hadn't seen him since middle school. And he looked at me and he was like, you still love them those raggedy ass Dolphins, huh? I said, yeah. I would lose all my lunch money to that guy because every week he knew he had an easy bet with me. And it's just like, man, I don't understand. You know, you watch teams like San Fran that's built the same coaching tree, built with the same philosophy. but it's different. San Fran is a physical team. Christian McCaffrey runs at you. He doesn't try to run to the outside. Like literally, this is, I don't know why this finesse. Everybody talks about this speed kills thing, and I get it because I was all on board with the fastest team in the NFL and stuff. That shit works when you're winning games. But the truth of the matter in football, you still need strength. You still need strength. I'm a wrestler. I'm trying to tell you that if a speed guy tried to fight me, he better not let me grab him, because if I grab him, then that's all she wrote. Girth, strength, it still works. What's up, Venkat? The Dolphins need to get back to physicality. The Dolphins are like the softest tissue paper team in the NFL, man. Literally, arm tackle. They can't wrap up. It is crazy how soft this team is. I can't understand how a NFL football team could be so soft and they're only averaging 11 points a game. What is nobody seeing about this? You can't win scoring 11 points in the game. You don't have the Baltimore Ravens defense of 2000. You can't do it. You can't do it. Oh my goodness, bro. I don't think A-Chain's gonna make it. I don't think A-Chain's gonna make it this season. I hope he doesn't get hurt. I'm not wishing. Listen, I'm the guy at the beginning of the season that said the Dolphins was going 12-5 and going to the Super Bowl. So this hurts the hell out of me that I have to be doing this right now. But I am also a realist. The Dolphins are not a good team. I'm telling you, I don't think the Dolphins could beat the Carolina Panthers right now. When Tennessee went up by 10 last night, I was like, boy, you know what? This game is over. Last year, the Dolphins would routinely go down by double digits, and they'd come back and beat you by double digits because they were a well-oiled machine. This year, they're not it. Literally, because of Mike McDaniel's terrible coaching, Tennessee was able, and by the way, Tennessee with their backup quarterback. And it's funny because Zay, my cousin Zay sent me a message, and he was like, "Uh-oh, Mason Rudolph." He's like, "It's Mason Rudolph time," and I was like, "Man, I was just thinking the same thing. It would have been better if Will Levis would have stayed in the game, because at least we know he's a turnover machine." Mason Rudolph came in and led like legit NFL drives, and when they got that field goal at the end of before the end of the half. I'm like, boy, we're not coming back from this. Well, it's crazy. The Miami Dolphins went down 10 points, and I said we can't come back from it. Last year, I remember going down 14 to Carolina and beating them by like 15. You know, being down by 3 touchdowns in the fourth to Baltimore 2 years ago and coming back and beating them in a thrilling game. Like that was fool's gold though. Like it's like the minute we play Buffalo, then we just forget. It's like when we play Buffalo, we forget how to play football. Every time we play Buffalo, we forget how to play football going forward. The Buffalo Bills, literally, when I say that they own the Dolphins, every player on the Dolphins needs to get a tattoo of Josh Allen on their ass or something, because he owns them and he kicks it thoroughly every year. And now we got the Patriots. The Patriots are another terrible football team, but I tell you what, the Patriots are more physical than the Dolphins. And if you can't muster any yards in the pass game, good night. Let's see. Oh my goodness, man. Shout out to those of you watching, man. Y'all make sure and hit the like button, man. Share this video. Let everybody know that the maniacal Dolphin fan is here. And this is the Dolphin crying towel. I told you I won't be here long. Let's go over these stats real quick, and I'm gonna get out your way. Let's get to this game. Let's get to this pedestrian game. Like I said, last year's Dolphins averaged almost like 29.3 points per game. Let's say 30. This season, they're averaging 11. Mason Rudolph was 9 for 17, 85 yards. Hey, he didn't light it up, but at least when he came in, he was able to to manage the game better. All we need is a game manager. But you can't have a game manager when you have a coach that won't go outside of his set plays. It's like he's going to get those backward passes to Tyreek Hill off no matter what. I thought we were done with that after last season when Tyreek Hill went down with the ankle injury. Like, I thought that was it. But they cannot run the ball. They can't run the ball traditionally. They can't run the ball between the tackles. So they got to come up with all this trickery bull crap and run to the outside and do these tosses and do all this foolishness instead of just hitting the gap. I mean, because the O-line is garbage anyway, so they have absolutely no run blocking at all. So, and I'm not even going to say when Mozart comes back that is going to be any different, because Mozart, he dances too much before he hits the hole. So I think like last year was like the perfect storm for the Dolphins. Like, that was a perfect storm. Everything went right for them, and everything should have went right this year. Tua goes down against Buffalo. Okay, you win the game against Jacksonville. You lose the game against Buffalo. You go to Seattle. Seattle isn't no world beater. You should have been able to beat Seattle, or at the very least not look so terrible against Seattle. Then you got Tennessee on Monday night, a team that's as bad as you, and you let them stomp you 31-12 against that team, 31-12. There's a team. So right there was two teams that you could have beat. So until Tua comes back, I was saying, hey, the Dolphins would be at least 500. We'd be okay. So when Tua comes back, then let the chips fall where they may. We could probably make a playoff push. We got the Patriots next week. I'm saying this: if the Dolphins can't beat the Patriots next week, then the Dolphins won't. They need to just trade everybody. They will not win another game this season. They need to just go ahead and trade everybody and just be done with it. Tear the team down. Just tear it down. It's not working. Because if you can't beat the Patriots with that piss poor team, just tear the team down. There's no hope. There's no hope. And then you got the Patriots, then you got the Colts, and then you have October 27th. That's when Tua is probably most likely going to be back against Arizona. So you're 1-3 right now. There's a possibility to get to 3-3, but they gotta shore up that QB position. I would ride with Tim Boyle just because, to me, at least Tim Boyle looks competent out there. Huntley looks like the game was way too much for him. The play calling was way too overcomplicated for him, and it just absolutely didn't work. So Mason Rudolph was 9-17, 85. Yeah, no, I don't care about what the Titans were. Let's look at what the Dolphins were. Tyler Huntley was 14-22, 96 yards. 96 passing yards for Tyler Huntley. 96 yards passing for Tyler Huntley. 96 yards for an NFL quarterback. Oh, by the way, that is throwing to Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle. Tyler Huntley, 8 carries, 40 yards, 1 touchdown. So I guess Tyler Huntley was like, hey, you can't blame me. At least I got in the end zone. Tyler Huntley was the leading rusher with 40 yards. Jalen Waddle, 4 receptions, 36 yards. That's the guy that we just gave the extension to. That's the guy that we just gave the extension to. Just unacceptable. Unacceptable. Nobody on this team steps up. Nobody. Tyreek Hill, 4 catches, 23 yards. And you see, hey, the cracks are starting to show. Tyreek Hill was on the sideline, complaining and bitching and carrying on. Hey, how about you step up? How about you catch a pass? How about you run a little harder under the ball? You got a quarterback, he overthrew you, but you're the fastest man in the NFL. Run under it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm telling you, only the defense gets a pass for me. Like, this is shout out to Eddie Israel. This team is not good. I am not the guy. I watch enough Dolphins podcasters that, the glass is half full and this and that, but I'm not that guy. I am not going to do that. I'm going to call the team out, because when we do win, I want everybody to be like, oh man, yeah, he deserved it because he rode with him. This team is terrible. They're not good. When you see me watching games, there's videos of me watching Dolphin games just going berserk, win or lose. But when you see me watch games and I am just quiet, completely checked out, it's one thing to be bad. 2007 Dolphins were bad, the worst Dolphin team of all time. But just don't be so boring and unimaginative. Like, just Miami isn't all right, Matua. They're not. Don't kid yourself. Don't kid yourself. That O-line is going to get somebody hurt. That O-line is going to get somebody hurt. I saw the stat the other day. There was $500 million in salary not playing. All this money the Dolphins got tied up in all these players, and they aren't on the field. Just pathetic. It's not good enough. It is not good enough. And Dolphin fans need to hold the team accountable. They got to. You got to hold the team accountable, man. You can't. Hey, listen, I'm a Florida State fan. It's crazy. I watched Florida State go 13-0 last year. Now Florida State probably won't win another game. I watched Miami be the talk of the NFL last year. Now they're struggling against the worst teams in the NFL. And it's crazy. It's crazy. Yeah, it doesn't matter much to it. When I go to the games, I spend like ridiculous amounts of money. I drink a lot of beer. One beer is like $18. I drink a lot of them when I go. I'll be at the Cardinals game. It's like, you know, hey, we're going to spend some money there. It's like when I go to the stadium is a great experience, but the product is not good. The product is not good. It's like wrestling. I'm a huge WWE fan. MD is going to Bad Blood, and he told us how much those tickets cost. And you know what? I thought it was the most ridiculous price I had ever seen. And he was like, you know what? I got a deal because the product is so hot right now. When you're doing good, your fans will pay whatever you want. But when you're doing bad, then we start to look other places. And we're like, all right, maybe I shouldn't spend this dollar here. Maybe I shouldn't buy that new hat. Maybe I shouldn't buy that jersey. I lost so much weight. My jerseys are too big on me. I'm going to have to get rid of them. I may not replace them. And if I do replace them, it'll just be going back to Dan Marino, the one constant. Like, that's what I'm saying. There's nobody. I wanted somebody so bad to go in front of that Dan Marino statue and pull it down and say, hey, I got it from here. I thought it was going to be Tua, but he can't stay on the field. He cannot stay on the field. So it's like, I don't understand. Like, I don't understand what we're doing here. So I don't think I am overreacting at all. I think we have a very, very bad football team. And what makes it worse, not only is our football team bad, but we have so much money invested in salary that there's really no way to get from under this right now. So if we're going to be bad, might as well be historically bad and then just try to get rid of everybody and rebuild. Because I'm looking in the draft, I don't really see any, you know, you have your Shadors and your Cam Smith and stuff like that. I don't see any quarterbacks that I'm gonna break out my Ricky Williams. Yeah, I used to have an orange Ricky Williams jersey. Ricky Williams was a man, but they used to run him into the ground. Try some hockey. Hey, listen, man, the Florida Panthers are champions of the world. This is what I say. The Marlins were champions twice. The Panthers are champions. The Heat are champions. The Hurricanes, as much as I hate them, have won championships. But this is still a Dolphins town. The Dolphins rule everything. If the Dolphins were to ever hoist a Lombardi trophy, we wouldn't even care about those other teams. But all our other teams have been good for long periods of time and shown success, except for the Dolphins. And that's all I'm saying. We're not holding them responsible at all. There's no job that you could work on and you could be 68 and 67 on your job and your boss will keep you or give you a raise. It doesn't work like that. Mike McDaniel just got an extension to 2028. They can get from under that. I think I like Mike McDaniel for what he did for Tua, but now the more I see it, that was more Tua, because without Tua, they can't do any damn thing. But because the word was, all you got to do, you could plug anybody and put them in that system. But that's not the truth. Tua runs that because he runs it with such that quick release. And like I was telling somebody the other day, he anticipates throws. He doesn't throw to receivers. He throws the spots and the receivers go get it because he knows where they're going to be. But that comes from a lot of timing. You can't expect Tyler Huntley to do that. So why do the offense like that? Just run a pro style offense. Line them up under center. Run a pro style offense. Do some play action. Get them comfy. Catch some passes across the middle. Where is Jonnu Smith? He was supposed to revolutionize the tight end position in Miami. Where is he? That's what I'm saying, man. All these free agent acquisitions have been nothing, have been trash. Nothing. Absolute trash. Hey, but like I always say, man, what do I know? I'm just a guy with the microphone, man. I'm just a guy with a microphone. And hey, it's the passion, man, because I love the Dolphins. But sometimes it don't seem like the Dolphins love us back. This is terrible, man. This is terrible. And the worst thing I want to feel for the Dolphins when I'm watching the Dolphins game is just apathy. Like, I'm literally just watching it just because. I could be doing any other thing in the background. I never want to feel that way. I always want to be invested in the game, but they're not giving me anything to be invested in. Last year, they hung 70 on Denver. Can you just put this in perspective? Week 3 against Denver, I think it was week 3 against Denver, they put up 70 points. In these 3 games, they've scored less than 50. These 4 games, they've scored less than 50 combined. That's all you need to know. But I think I've done enough, man. Shout out to everybody that came through. This was impromptu. I was at work and I'm like, you know what? I need to sound off on the Dolphins. I did not have a show planned, but I'm glad that I did it because I get it off my chest now. I'll be back Sunday at about 4:15 for the Miami Dolphins versus New England Patriots post-game show. Hopefully we got some better news. I will be opening the panel back up so everybody could come on and say whatever they want. I know Mike wanted to come on, but I just didn't want Mike because Mike was going to roast me. I just didn't want it. I didn't want to hear it today. So I will open the panel back up so everybody could come on and talk about their team, man. That is what this show was built on, but I just needed to get this out, man. But hey, before I go, man, y'all check out tomorrow night, Tape Fist Politics. They will be reviewing the VP debate that's going on tonight. Thursday, I do have another. I had Eddie saying he was going to roast me. Eddie, is bad, man. It's bad. This Thursday, Stacey Mobley will be teaching a lesson on the Bible show. If I'm not mistaken, I think Friday they have a UFC show. If I'm not mistaken, I got to check with the MMA brothers. And then Monday we'll be back for Man Talk Monday. Man, y'all go ahead and check out Man Talk Monday from last night. Man Talk Monday last night was a very contentious show, man. Very, very, very contentious, man. But sometimes you like them type of things. UFC 307. Okay, so there is a UFC. So I got to get with the MMA brothers and see what they got going on for that, man. But hey, with all that being said, man, I'm out of here. Until next time, man. Thank you guys so much for coming through. I told you it wasn't going to be long. But before I go, I want Eric Cartman to take us out of here because Eric Cartman speaks collectively for all of Miami right now.
Oh, the tears of unfathomable sadness. Yummy, yummy.
Peace.